by the way. My mom very much appreciates it. But yes, I am like a real for sure flat Earth.
The Earth is flat.
Well, it's lumpy. I call it I'm a lumpy earther because I don't deny the existence of mountains. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not flat. We have mountains. I'm like, obviously. I mean, but then if you actually, there's pictures from above Mount Everest where it looks flat because it's so high up, and even though it's above Mount Everest, the higher that you get, like it eventually does look flat. But you know, even though whatever. But just depends on your perspective, you know. But,
so you're basing your pictures off of what it looks like from Mount Everest?
No, that's just an example of a picture.
What about from space? Let's talk about space.
I don't think anyone's been to space, actually.
Oh, you don't think anybody's ever been out to space?
No.
Like the space station doesn't exist.
No, and you know what's funny? I actually just yesterday was watching the NASA live feed, and the solar panels on the ISS were curving with the shape of the Earth, so that proves that they're using a fisheye lens. So if it's a ball, they shouldn't need to use a fisheye lens. They should just show us a picture. Like, where's the actual picture?
What about pictures of the moon?
Well, I mean, I've seen lots of pictures of the moon. You can take pictures of the moon from here.
The moon is spherical.
Well, we don't know. We've only seen one perspective of the moon. We've never seen the dark side. Have you seen the dark side of the moon image from NASA? That shit is comedy. Not only is the like where it's at, like, have you seen the actual like it's from like 2 years ago or something, like the dark side of the moon, like it was supposed to be a time lapse for like over like 24 48 hours.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
So you're saying that celestial bodies in outer space, which tend to have gravitational pull, which will make things circular in nature.
Well, we don't know that. This is all hearsay. We've never been to space. We don't really know if they're spherical or if they're just a spot of light in the sky. I mean, so like the ancients called them wandering stars.
Why would? Okay, right.
I don't know.
The sun, right? The sun.
Do you think the sun's 93 million miles away?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, what about crepuscular rays? The rays that come down, that I mean, there's actual like a sunspot.
Solar flares? Is that what you're referring to?
No. Like when you look at the sun, like with clouds, and you see the sun rays that come on angles
is flat.
No, I don't think the sun's flat. I don't know what shape the sun is.
You don't think the sun is spherical in nature?
I don't know what it is because I've only seen one perspective. It looks like a round thing of light. It could be a sphere. I don't know.
Would it be reasonable to think that the sun was was in a plane and be able to create that type of reaction?
It could. I mean, yeah, I think it could be. It could be like a spotlight. You know, we don't really know. All we know is our perspective, and we go off of, you know, if you look at the sun and you see the crepuscular rays that come out, it's like the rays come out literally like this.
Right. What I would imagine what you're saying is like an artist's rendition of the sun or a childlike rendition of the sun,
not even a child. Just
which
Google
would be circular with little rays poking out the sides.
No. Google crepuscular rays, and there's actual photographs of the sun's rays coming through the clouds. If the sun was 93 million miles away, all of the rays would be coming parallel. It would all be hitting the Earth all at the same time because it's so huge and so far away. But there's footage from 120,000 feet up from not hot air balloons, but from weather balloons and stuff, and they show a sun that looks like it's right there, and you see a sunspot on top of the clouds, and it doesn't look like it's 93 million miles away. So for me, I go off of things that can be scientifically verified. I need like something that's repeatable, right? Like we're told that gravity is a fact, right? But there's nothing to actually prove. Like the Cavendish experiment is supposed to prove gravity, but it can't be recreated. Even a physics professor couldn't recreate it. So if it's not retestable, then why should I believe it? Like if you can tell, if you're going to tell me
all stars are flat in nature, then
I don't know. And you know, actually, do you play pool at all? Are you a pool player?
I am. Yeah.
Would you like to play a game with me in a minute?
I would love to.
Sweet. Okay, I just put some quarters in, so I was gonna play by myself. So you know, my mom watches me and stuff. But anyways, like a pool table, right? Just because the pool balls are round, the pool table isn't round. So it's kind of like just because maybe they are round in the sky, like but that doesn't prove that our Earth is also round.
So what's your theory on gravity then?
I think it's density and buoyancy. So basically, like, this is denser than the air, so if I were to drop it, it would fall through the air because it's denser than the oxygen,
right.
you know, and buoyant, and like,
less
you know,
density
helium.
Would, like, rise out.
Helium, yeah, it's very simple, it's very self-explanatory. It doesn't, you know, the thing is about gravity is they call it a force, but they don't actually have a way to prove it. Like, they don't actually have, like, they say they don't know what it is, they explain what it does, but they just still don't know what it is. Like, even Neil deGrasse Tyson says, oh, I don't know what gravity is, we don't know.
So when you see pictures of celestial bodies like Saturn and moons of...
It's all CGI. It's all fake. It's all CGI.
It's all CGI.
Yeah. And I mean, the one thing that trips me out too, like, the most of the stuff that I research is NASA themselves. Like, they contradict themselves so much. They have Neil Armstrong saying that you can't see the stars from space, and then all the other astronauts from more recently saying, oh, the stars are so brilliant, we see all of them. They can't even get their story straight. Like, can you see stars from space or can't you see stars from space? Like, and that's the thing that got me thinking about this was like, well, if they can't, if they are not even agreeing on their own narrative, on their own story, then why should I believe what they say? They're all Masons. They're all, I mean, not that everything is Masons. A couple of my dear friends are Masons, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they do have like this path that they keep.
You want to learn a 13th level Masonic handshake right now?
Sure, I would love to.
Impress your friends. You take your hand like this.
Okay.
Oh,
I've seen this before, actually.
Got that one?
Yeah, I've seen that before, yeah.
You know some Masons. Let me tell you something. I'm an astrophysicist.
Oh, really? Nice.
With a PhD.
Awesome. Fuck yeah. That's dope. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Shit's round.
Shit's round? And I mean, why do you believe it's round, though? Like, why?
It is.
But it's because of words and because of CGI. Like, what's your real reason for believing it?
Okay.
I mean, don't you? I mean, come on. You've seen the dark side of the moon. That shit is CGI as fuck. Like, they can't even. I mean, really, like, okay, they didn't even get the tilt of the Earth correct for what time of year it was.
Axial tilt.
Yeah, whatever the tilt was. That and not only.
Just one question.
Yeah.
He's not.
I won't even ask.
No, it's like.
I'm an elementary ed school teacher.
That's cool.
He's in construction.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So how can our country, Russia and China, the only countries who can actually get into space,
Without satellites.
we can't agree on anything at all in the entire world, but we're all trying to go to the same thing.
Well,
There's got to be some kind of collusive thing going on,
that's
right?
the story. I mean, that's the thing. The world is a stage, right? I mean, that's the story they're telling us. Like, why is it that they're all fighting, right? All these countries are fighting with each other, but they can all agree on Antarctica. We can't touch the fucking penguins. Nobody mess with Antarctica. All the resources, all the stuff. Like, you got to have like special privileges to be able to go to Antarctica and actually explore Antarctica. Like, you got to
fly over Antarctica.
You can't. Not with this restricted airspace.
You can.
You can if you have permits. If you're part of the government.
That's all been.
If you're part of the government,
debunked.
you can you can fly along like the wall, but you're not allowed to go and just like go freely explore Antarctica. I mean, that's not without permits, not without getting an okay from the government. Like, it's not like a. I mean, you know, I've never been to Antarctica, so I can't say. You know, I mean, I don't have that money. You have?
Yeah, I've done some quite a bit of research out there.
Really? That's awesome. What did you? Or I guess maybe you probably can't tell me. It's probably high tech. So, but really though, I mean, can you tell me, like, okay, gyroscopes, for example, you can have a gyroscope for hours with a little battery pack, and it doesn't move. Like, it should move 15 degrees per hour if we were spinning, right? But it doesn't.
Yeah.
But so, do you think that the atmosphere moves with the Earth?
Well, there's a lot of physics involved in that, but you know, I think we need to get back to the elemental stuff.
Well, no, but like, for real though, do you believe in the Coriolis effect? Like
There's a lot of things I believe in, but a lot of that stuff's been debunked, so I'm not sure.
Coriolis effect has been debunked, and it's debunked by the people that say, like snipers and stuff. They account for Coriolis. I've met snipers from the military personally, like friend of mine, and he's like, it's all bullshit.
Adjusting their shots for the Earth's curvature and stuff.
Yeah, no, they're not. No, they adjust for humidity. They adjust for humidity, like elevation, wind, and that's it. Yeah. There's no spin that they're, and so that's the thing. It's like,
well, sorry, what do you do?
I'm a seamstress. I know it has nothing to do with anything. With like, I make clothes, I make art, I paint. I'm
trying to be rude at all. I promise you.
No, it's all good. No, it's all good.
What makes you so compassionate about this?
I don't know. Honestly, it's something. I mean, it's the place that I live. I've been into gardening for a long
Girl,
time.
I can tell, but it's like you jump on a bandwagon like.
It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. So I mean, it's been. I've heavily. No, it's all good. I mean, I've heavily researched it for 2 years, and the reason why is because I care about the place that I live. You know, I care about where I live, and the fact that they tell us in school that the middle of the Earth is molten, but the furthest they've drilled is like 7-8 miles. The Russians, like, how can they even say what the center of the? Why can't scientists just say I don't know? That's my only question. Why does everybody have to be the fucking know-it-all? You know?
You don't have to know all that.
I like that.
And now there's a couple different theories out there, right? Because we have not been to the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
And
we're not even close. We haven't even gotten past
not
the
even
crust.
close.
You know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Not going to deny that.
Yeah.
There's an inner core and an outer core now. Is the common most accepted theory.
We had just recently, like a couple days ago, some new thing came out about something they claim, but the article is hilarious because they're like, well, we don't actually have any of these rocks from the middle of the Earth, so we manufactured them, and this is what these rocks did. So this is what the center of the Earth does.
May or may not look like.
Yeah, and it's all like this, you know, but the way that they word it makes it sound like they discovered some like new amazing thing, but they really, like, it's really just a bunch of bullshit, you know?
Have you done any sailing in your time?
I haven't, no, not sailing.
So do you, I mean, if we're a flat Earth, I mean, what happens when we reach the outer edges of the ocean, and what does that look like?
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, like the flat earthers think that that Antarctica is like the outer wall, and then, you know, like Admiral Byrd, he said there's land beyond Antarctica, besides the U.S., like Greenland, and, you know, for all we know, it could be an infinite plane. Like, I don't claim to know that there even is an edge, you know?
Are you familiar with any GIS stuff?
No.
Geographical information, like cartography or whatever?
No, I've dabbled in it, like just looked into stuff, but I don't know that much about it now.
It would, you know, you would be a very great candidate to get into that field.
Yeah, I would love that.
Because it would, I think that would help you. It invokes all those different ideas about the geometric formations of the Earth and how it can be planar and how it can be broken down. Like if you look at cartography, right, certain maps represent the Earth flat, like you would say.
Yeah.
And then, because it's very hard to represent something that's flat or spherical in a flat nature, right?
Yeah.
So there's different ways and ideas of how to do that, and all of them are different, right? Because if the Earth is round, which is the common idea,
I'm gonna go talk to your mom because she's bored of tears.
I'm sorry, here, you want to move over this way a little bit? Okay, yeah, let's play full.
way more fun.
That's exactly what she's compassionate.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so passionate about it. I really don't. I'm fascinated by the topic though, because I mean, really, like that's the most massive conspiracy ever. Is like like lying about the shape of the Earth is like it's.
Why are you so concerned about it though?
That's because I say. Well, the thing is though, is that okay?
There's more tangible things to worry about. Like it being this.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
I mean,
right or wrong.
It's no.
Widows and orphans and stuff we can do stuff about.
Yeah. What can we do about that though?
Well, we can give them money or something.
I don't know. My biggest thing is like, okay, Bolivian salt flats is 4,000 miles completely flat. There's no